Everyone thought he was just a frail orphan with some pathetic E-rank skills, but no one knew this same boy would one day burn the entire world down to complete his revenge. Tuka grew up shattered inside his own home after his father died. His mother's new husband beat him every single day. Food was rare, comfort didn't exist, and he survived by curling up in a dark corner while his mother pretended she couldn't hear his screams. That hell shaped him, weak, lonely, and terrified of his own shadow. One morning, he wakes up from the same nightmare, only to see the class bully Shu harassing a girl named Aya. Shu snatches her book, waving it around like an idiot because apparently a girl should only read girly novels. Tuka wishes he could do what heroes in movies do: step in, stop the bully, save the day, but reality hits. No one cares, and his bones would snap in seconds if he tried. The entire bus laughs with Shu, desperate not to become the next target, while the teacher sleeps like a log and Shu demands Aya's number. And then Tuka suddenly finds himself standing, staring straight into Shu's eyes. Let her go. Shu bursts out laughing, calling him weak, calling him a simp. But before things explode, the most popular guy in class, Kiri, steps forward and tells Shu to return the book. Shu instantly obeys and walks off to torment another nerd, Yazoo. Tuka keeps wondering why he stood up today of all days, but before the thought even forms, the entire bus flashes white and teleports into a new world. Strange towers rise around them. Knights in glowing armor march past, and atop a bridge stands the breathtaking goddess Visay, announcing that whenever the Demon King awakens, their kingdom summons heroes from another world. 200 years ago, he nearly destroyed everything, but a group of heroes defeated him. Now he's back, and these students are the chosen warriors. Everyone freezes. Is this death? A dream? Some insane prank? The teacher tries calming everyone, but even he's trembling. Toka stares at the ancient buildings, the glowing weapons, the goddess's unearthly eyes, even pinching himself to check if he's awake. That's when Kiri asks, "And what if we don't help?" The goddess smiles gently. "Then I cannot send you back." And that's when the real nightmare begins. Kiri panics. "So is there any way home?" Visay explains softly that yes, there is a reverse summoning ritual, but it only activates once the Demon King dies, because only then will a rare item drop, the evil element. Shu snaps, "Are you insane? You dragged us here without asking. We're not doing anything." But suddenly, Visay drops to one knee, begging them to save the kingdom before everything falls. Aya's voice shakes. "We're just normal people. What can we even do?" And the goddess whispers, "Within each of you lies an ability you've never imagined." And just like that, the world Tuka knew disappears, and a far more dangerous story begins. Shu thinks this whole thing is just a big theatrical prank, so Visay decides to educate him. A prisoner and a massive demon hound are dragged out. The moment the cage opens, the beast lunges and tears the prisoner apart in a single heartbeat. Girls scream and collapse to the floor, and then, with one calm chant, the goddess incinerates the demon dog into nothing but drifting ash. She steps forward, voice cold and authoritative. "Now your hidden abilities will be measured." One by one, students press their palms on the crystal ball. Colors flare, ranks appear. After a bunch of nerds, Cho steps up, and the orb erupts in blazing red light. The goddess smiles. "It rank." Then Kiri places his hand, and the ball explodes in golden light. "S-rank." Aya goes next, S-rank. Another girl also S-rank. Even the guards whisper in disbelief. Getting one S-rank is legendary, but 3 in a row, unheard of. And Tuka steps forward. Crystal barely glows, just a faint, dying purple. The goddess glances, looks away and mutters, "Next." Tuka stammers, "More my rank." But she ignores him like he's invisible. He steps back, numb, whispering to himself, "Even in another world, I'm still a background character." After him, Azu steps up and reveals a rare dark ability, the same one the ancient dark hero once had, the strongest of them all. Once everyone is tested, the goddess explains that each person also has a personal skill, unique, powerful, unpredictable. Then her tone shifts, heavy and dangerous. He calls Tuka to the front. The guard shoves him forward like trash. This one is E-rank the lowest. In history, E-rankers only bring trouble, so they are usually executed. Students gasp! Before Tuka can even process the words, he's shoved off the platform into a dark abyss. From above, Visay declares, "Since we have such powerful heroes this year, he will be given a chance. He will be sent to a ruined dungeon, where criminals are eaten alive by monsters. If he survives, he may live. Not his story ends here." Tuka screams, "I can get better! Give me a chance." The goddess's voice cuts like ice. "You are a failure, Frame. Your stats are so low, no amount of effort will ever matter." Something inside him cracks. Oka roars, "Who asked you to summon me?" "Dragged me here, and now you're tossing me away like garbage." Before he can continue, Kiri steps in, annoyed. "Enough. Don't waste everyone's time." Girls are tired. There's nod agreeing. Tuka collapses, broken. Yasu walks up. Tuka remembers helping him earlier, but Yasu looks down with empty eyes. "Ranka, Watch your tone. Speak respectfully to those above you. Just like that, the last spark inside Toka dies. Ritual begins. Goddess hands him a leather bag, his special item, which looks completely useless. Aya finally speaks, voice shaking. This is wrong! Nobody cares. Blinded by rage, Tuka raises his hand and fires a paralyzed spell at the goddess. Brushes it aside like a breeze. Rank loser, that was your attempt? He laughs and tests a tiny bit of mana, creating a massive fireball bigger than Tuka's entire body. Glass bursts out laughing. Gap between an E rank and an S rank screams in his face. Tuka lowers his head as tears drip down. Childhood memories hit him as a sobbing, helpless boy. And a dark whisper rises from inside him. Stop being a good boy. Show them what you really are. Everything you've buried out. He slowly lifts his head, eyes burning with pure hatred. Rotten witch, if I come back alive, you better be ready. Instantly, he's teleported away into a damp, suffocating cave. Tries to open his status, but the darkness swallows everything. Channels mana into the leather bag. The gem attached to it flickers to life like a lantern. Takes a step forward and freezes. Isn't standing on stone, standing on skeletons. Chill rips down his spine. Ill nightmare has only just begun. Whispers, "Who killed all of these?" Before the thought even settles, something leaps out of the darkness, a monster lunging straight for his throat. He dodges on instinct and just runs, heart hammering because he knows one thing. If he stops, he dies. Sprints blindly through the cave, screaming for breath, and his foot hits a rock and he crashes hard onto the floor. Looks back, the monster is charging at him with pure murderous intent. His hopelessness, all his buried rage erupts inside him. Desperate final swing. He throws out his hand and fires a paralyzed spell, and this time, the monster freezes mid-attack. Looked in stone. His eyes widen. Scrambles up and bolts forward, only to be blocked by a winged demon bird. But thinking, he fires another paralyzed spell and the creature stiffens instantly. At that exact moment, Tuka realizes something terrifying. He's not weak, the way they think. Paralyzed spell actually works maybe too well. His legs go weak. Opens his status and sees his mana nearly zero. Rises, but then he remembers his other skill. Trembling, he casts a poison spell. This one is brutal. Demon's skin melts, turns black, blood dripping as it collapses. Falls to his knees, gasping. Spells this powerful. Doesn't understand. And heavy breathing behind him. The Minotaur that attacked him earlier breaks out of paralysis and charges again, faster and angrier. Fear hits for a heartbeat. Something deeper explodes. Every insult, every humiliation, every moment he was treated like trash. Instead of running, he stands tall. Mana is gone, his body shaking, but still raises his fist and roars, "Come on then! Running! I want to live, I have to learn how to kill!" Doesn't know if he'll survive, but for the first time ever, he chooses to fight against the demon. Against death, against his entire cursed fate. Mind snaps into pure survival mode, searching for any way out. More footsteps. Snarls. Shadows. Of monsters crawl out from every corner of the dungeon. Stands alone in the center, and the entire cave prepares to devour him. He's standing there, heart pounding, thinking, if I don't even have mana, and I still try to use skills, am I just gonna die instantly like in those games? But he has no choice. Do nothing and he's dead anyway. So he turns toward the monster, fires off paralyze, and nothing. The creature just gets angrier and charges at him like a raging bull. Dodging desperately, he realizes, okay, spamming the same spell is useless, and that's when his eyes catch a newly unlocked ability, sleep. A second later, just as the monster is about to crush him into the dirt, Tuka unleashes it. Boom, monster collapses, snoring mid-roar. Without wasting a heartbeat, he drops poison on it too. Last thing he needs is a surprise wake-up murder, but every spell without mana is eating away at his health, like something's draining the life straight out of him, and then he sees it. A whole swarm racing straight toward him. Bro, will my HP even survive this? He mutters. He grabs his magical bag and flings it like a flashbang. White burst, every monster goes blind. Tuka jumps in, paralyzing them one by one. He thinks, should I poison them all? But his health bar is crying for mercy. And suddenly, more monsters crawl out from deeper shadows. His brain freezes, but his heart screams, fight till the end. He starts throwing paralyze at anything that moves. His body grows heavy, head spinning, but he refuses to fall. And then, level up! Mana restored, stats boosted, and suddenly his hands are a paralyzed machine gun. Only then he realizes, oh, that poisoned bird monster finally died. That's what gave him the XPA wild idea hits him. He keeps paralyzing everything. More monsters, more levels. Why not? A new skill unlocks, letting him cast on entire groups at once. And then he wonders, if my spells are actually this strong, why didn't they work on the goddess? But no time for that. He wades through the frozen enemies, calmly leaving a trail of poison behind him. Monsters start dropping. Another level up, then another. He sits on a rock, grinning. This skill is insane. He checks his stats and freezes. Level 250. Mana sky high. And then another monster dies. More levels explode onto his screen. He drops sleep over the entire battlefield, just to level that spell too. And by the time the next monster collapses, he's already climbed to level 500 in mere minutes. Now he knows he can definitely make it out alive. But the cave is still crawling with monsters, so he stays sharp. He stares at the remaining ones, only for all of them to panic and run in the opposite direction. A smart choice. He loots the fallen adventurers. A cloak, some trinkets, whatever's usable. Then he heads deeper into the cave, where even nastier horrors wait. But right then his stomach twists. He hasn't eaten in ages. His body's screaming for food. He looks around, no idea where to find anything, and then remembers tons of monsters died behind him. He runs back and finds one whose poison has worn off. He draws his sword, tries to carve some meat, but the hide is so tough, the blade literally bounces off. He drops his arm, exhausted, thinking, so what? Even if I kill every monster here, I'm still gonna die of hunger. Just then, his eyes land on the gem on his bag, glowing an eerie purple. He opens it, and inside, jerky and a bottle of Coke, actual Coke. His eyes well up as he chugs it like a man who just found water in a desert, and he sits quietly, chewing jerky, wondering how this bag even works, and whether it'll give him food again. 2 days pass in the dungeon, and now he's so absurdly strong, he can wipe out entire crowds of massive monsters with a single spell, thanks to his near-infinite mana pool. Staring at the massacre around him, he wonders what sin he committed to end up here. He remembers the fantasies he had as a child, dreaming of killing his mother's husband, because if that man didn't die on his own, Tuka knew one day he would have done it, and how his aunt and uncle dragged him out of that hell, taught him how to be a good human who'd never hurt anyone. And here he is, surrounded by corpses, feeling absolutely nothing inside. Right then it hits him, maybe I was always a monster. He accepts that truth at the exact moment he hits level 950. After that, he pushes deeper into the dungeon, blasts a floating giant eyeball creature with a quick paralyze poison combo, and keeps moving. In another room, he finds 2 dead adventurers, checks their gear, and casually fills a bag with valuable gems before moving on. Eventually, he reaches a massive chamber and finds a skeleton. One look at the wounds and he knows exactly how it died. He picks up an old note beside it. Turns out this was the dark hero Vicious mentioned. The letter says when the goddess no longer needed him, she threw him in here to die, and warns whoever reads it, never trust that goddess. Tuka crushes the note in anger. Oh, he understands. Just the Demon King, even the so-called goddess is dangerous. In the hero's bag, he finds a huge magical text packed with black magic techniques and crafting secrets. There's a scroll he can't read, so he tosses it in the bag and even takes the hero's clothes, and he notices a page splattered with dried blood. Soul Eater killed everyone. Tuka thanks the fallen hero and heads through the passage until he reaches a colossal door. He can feel it needs power to open, so he checks his stats. Level 1200. Wonders if he can actually kill the Soul Eater waiting beyond. The moment he steps inside, blazing beam shoots at him, grazing his hand. He quickly wraps it. Now reality hits him. This thing killed the Dark Hero. Was he supposed to beat it? Especially since it's the last key out of this place. Suddenly, Soul Eater lurches forward and spits out half-dead humans that stagger toward him. Tuka paralyzes them easily, but can't poison them. They're still too human. Soul Eater tears through the walls, screaming like a maniac. Tuka panics and stumbles back as more undead spill out, cornering him. His eyes fill with tears. He actually starts praying for someone, anyone, to save him. And seeing this, the Soul Eater laughs. Exactly the moment Tuka had been waiting for. The moment the monster let its guard drop, Tuka fired Paralyze. The Soul Eater collapsed with disbelief frozen in its one grotesque eye. Tuka bursts into laughter, admitting he'd fooled it with his helpless victim act because that was the only winning move. Steps closer and tells the monster that he spent his whole life pretending to be a good person, someone who wouldn't hurt a fly. That mask is gone now. Doesn't matter how many half-dead humans the monster spits out. This kill-or-be-killed world, thing that attacks him, monster, undead, living human, Tuka will cut down without hesitation, without guilt. But a second thought drips from the Soul Eater's eye as Tuka calmly lifts a hand and casts sleep on every crawling, ching creature around him, wiping them all in one sweep. A few agonizing moments later, the Soul Eater convulses and dies. Suddenly dozens of trapped souls burst out of its corpse, taking human-like forms. Thank Tuka, explaining they were imprisoned inside the monster as it kept devouring more people. Finally, the Dark Hero himself appears. Tells Tuka that he must settle the score with the wicked goddess, fades away. Tuka picks up the glowing gem from the Soul Eater's chest and walks toward the main gate. He sets the gem in place and the door opens with a deep rumble. Tuka mutters, "I'll do to that damn goddess! Tell her myself." Meanwhile, deep in the forests outside the royal capital, the rest of the classmates are grinding levels by hunting demons. Shu is chasing a demon dog with his sword raised high, while Kiri incinerates another monster with a brutal blast, hitting level 18. Farther away, Yasu, the nerd, now twisted beyond recognition, burns monsters with black flames and laughs maniacally at their screams. And even farther from the group, shy and gentle Koba hesitates to kill a monster. Asagi, irritated as always, snaps at her. "If you don't kill it, you die." This is Goddess Vicius's first test. Asagi keeps Koba on a tight leash and explains that the class will soon split into factions because most people only care about themselves. Izagi, a B rank, wants her own all-girl faction. She knows D rank Koba has no chance of joining a strong group like Kiri's, and Aya won't be able to protect her either. Aya will die soon too. Koba panics, but Asagi hushes her, telling her to ignore useless fears. All she wants is to keep Koba as her cute little plaything. That's why she had her faction girls trap a monster. An easy kill Koba can use to clear Goddess Vicius's test, or end up discarded like Maimo. Koba doesn't want to kill the poor monster, but Asagi pushes her so hard, taunting, ordering, threatening, that Koba finally does it. And the moment she lands the killing blow, something inside her breaks. Tears rush out as she remembers how Tuka once carried a wounded kitten to safety, and she cries even harder, whispering that she couldn't save Mimo. Meanwhile, Aya wakes up, stomach aching as the memory hits her. Goddess Vicius knocked her out and dumped Tuka somewhere unknown. Furious, Aya confronts the goddess, but Vicius acts like some cheap theater actress, pretending she's heartbroken about sending Tuka into danger and blaming it on royal policy. Then she casually admits that while Aya slept, she already banished several other weak students, because the tradition of removing the weakest must continue. Aya finally snaps, her faith in the goddess shattered, and says this whole system is wrong. Vicius just laughs, saying everyone's entitled to their opinion, but she's not about to change anything. Desperate, Aya begs. As an S-rank hero, she'll work twice as hard to make up for the weak ones. Just please don't banish anyone else. Vicius smiles, accepts, and extends a hand for a new beginning. Far away in the forest's darkest stretch, where abandoned ruins rot under twisted trees, a woman runs for her life, chased by a gang of ruthless bandits. She's so terrified she leaves an obvious trail behind, and the bandits let her run, amused, knowing they'll catch her soon. At the same time, Tuka finally steps out of the ruins. Before going any farther, he checks his stats, mana over 59,000, but he wants to see what his new abilities actually do. He scrolls through his skills. Now he can paralyze not just an entire target, but specific body parts, and he can weaken his poison to make it non-lethal. He grins. First chance he gets, he's testing these out. And suddenly, rustling from behind the trees, he peeks through the bushes and sees big slimes bullying a tiny one. He feels bad for the little guy, but the tiny slime isn't helpless at all. It's fighting back with everything it has. Auka smirks. Perfect chance. He instantly paralyzes all the slimes, drops non-lethal poison on the bullies, and after a few moments, dispels everything. The bully slimes flee in terror. Auka kneels beside the small slime and says, "You fought well," warns it he's about to undo the paralyze. "Don't attack me, all right?" And as soon as he frees it and starts walking, the little slime hops after him. Tuka pauses, realizing this creature is an outcast just like him. So why not take it along? He lets the slime sit inside his hood, telling it to keep watch and warn him if anything dangerous appears. As they walk, Auka flips through the Dark Hero's Book of Forbidden Arts. He finds a potion recipe that can make slimes stronger. He speaks to the tiny slime, explaining he's on a path of revenge against everyone who destroyed his life. Even knowing that, "Will you come with me?" Slime wiggles excitedly. "Yes." Tuka smiles. He gives it a name, Piggy Maru. The slime absolutely loves it. The moment Tuka steps farther, he's surrounded. Bandits from all directions. These are the same men chasing the terrified woman. Sensing Tuka nearby, they decided to take a little extra entertainment. The leader grins and says, "Hand over everything valuable, kid. We will let you live." Tuka stiffens. He's never fought a human before, and these guys look vicious. The bandits argue whether to waste time on him or keep chasing the girl, and Tuka quietly tries to slip away. The leader blocks him. Auka panics, begging for his life, voice shaking. The leader, disgusted by his fear, decides he'll kill him for fun. Charges forward, but Tuka was acting the whole time. One swift move, he casts Paralyze, and the bandit leader freezes mid-step. Tuka steps toward the bandit's frozen leader, voice low and sharp, telling them they're worse than monsters. Because even monsters don't have intentions as filthy as theirs. Even little Piggy bristles with anger. Tuka says killing people like them won't stain his soul at all. In fact, it'll feel good, like cleaning trash off the earth. He raises a hand, casts poison on every one of them, and within moments the entire gang collapses dead. Then he senses another presence nearby. A mysterious girl, the one the bandits were chasing, stands there in her clan's special spiritual armor. He can feel Tuka's strength. Her energy is just as dangerous. Willing to take any risk, she slices the air with her blade, striking the bushes where Piggy was hiding. It's when Tuka appears behind her and paralyzes her in a single instant. Earl stammers, asking what he wants, and Tuka calmly replies, "It's information! New to this place, I don't know anything." Demands to know what happened to the 4 bandits. Tuka counters, "Were they with you?" He instantly denies it. Tuka can tell she's telling the truth. She doesn't carry the same disgusting stench those creeps had. Releases the paralyze from only her head so she can speak clearly, but warns her, "Try anything, I kill you." Steps in front of her and makes it clear he doesn't trust anyone, especially strangers he just met. About to ask his questions, when she insists on knowing first. "Did you do to them?" Gum answers plainly, "Killed them." She freezes. 4 were considered dangerous, seasoned fighters. Asks whether he defeated them alone or had help, but Tuka refuses to give details. Feeling that Tuka isn't actually a bad person, Earl decides to answer everything honestly. Tuka relaxes a little, just a little, still keeps his guard up. Talk and Tuka learns he isn't in the alien kingdom at all. He's in the southern Urza kingdom's forests. Teaches him tons about the region, the politics, the geography. He asks if she can read the forbidden spell scroll. Explains it's written in an ancient, nearly lost script. Almost no one can decipher, except someone she knows. Tells him about the forbidden witch, a woman exiled by her own people because her knowledge was too dangerous, terrifying. Tuka wants her help. He'll need to travel to the Golden Demon Zone, a deadly region in the very center of the continent. He thanks her for the information, and thanks him for saving her life. Tuka gives a small smile and says, "Life for information. Betrayed." With that, wishes him luck on the journey ahead.
The moment he looks at the girl, one thought slams into his mind: she's so honest, so painfully innocent, this world will eat her alive, just like his aunt. He sighs, tells her the paralysis spell will fade in a few minutes, and she'll be free to walk again. But right then Piggy leaps onto Tuka's back like a hyperactive squirrel, climbing up to his shoulder. As they walk, they talk. Maybe the girl won't attack them once she's free, probably. Still, Tuka nudges his slime partner. "Bro, eyes on the back, stay sharp." And Piggy, full of heroic energy, salutes like he just joined the army. A little while later, Tuka reaches a tiny town Mills. A female knight at the gate stops him, convinced he's just another clueless village boy trying to play mercenary and loot ancient ruins. But the Lord has ordered all mercenaries to be let in, so she steps aside. Tuka walks in thinking, wow, security here is a joke. No bag check, no ID, perfect for me. He heads to an inn, where a grumpy old man stares him down like he's allergic to customers. But the second Tuka flashes a shiny silver coin, boom. The man switches to Royal Butler mode and politely asks his name. Tuka instantly cooks up a fake one, Hattie. That night, Tuka steps out to scout the town. The vibe is surprisingly peaceful, mercenaries everywhere, yet zero chaos. He grabs some info from the Adventurer Guild and returns to the inn for dinner. The food tastes awful, but he overacts like, wow, delicious, just so no one suspects him. Meanwhile, at the next table, a group of drunk uncles are passionately discussing the continent's most dangerous night orders. One slurs that the Mad Emperor Falcon's holy knights have never lost a war. Another brags that the Urza Kingdom's magic knights are the strongest. But eventually, they all agree there's only one truly overpowered knight order: the Black Dragon Knights. The same monsters who burned the holy kingdom of Nia to ash in minutes, and the ones who command the world's most terrifying hero killer. The drunk men fanboy so hard it's almost embarrassing. Tuka finally thinks, okay, enough of this nonsense. He gets up, packs some leftover food for Piggy, and heads out. Piggy munches rice happily while Tuka plans his next move. First, he needs someone who can read forbidden magic. Then he remembers the girl in the forest said he'd need to meet the forbidden witch living deep inside the Golden Demon Zone. But before that, Piggy needs a power-up, a strong strengthening agent, and suddenly Tuka freezes. The drunk man's words ring in his head. A new layer was found in the ruins. Mercenaries are everywhere. The town's booming, and the rare ingredient he needs is the Skeleton King's bones. The next morning, Tuka marches with the other mercenaries toward the ruins. Marquis Creed himself shows up, welcoming everyone. A new floor has opened in Mill's ruins, and whoever finds the legendary Dragon's Eye Cup will be rewarded with 300 gold coins, plus he'll buy all other loot at premium prices. Monster drops? Mercenaries can keep those. As registration begins, Tuka spots an irritating noble acting like an overconfident rooster, hitting on a hooded girl. She asks sharply, "What do you want?" and the guy Flash leans in and says her voice sounds just like the leader of Nia's destroyed Holy Knight Order. Instantly, the surrounding mercenaries erupt into gossip. Wait, could the Night Princess of Nia really be here? She's got a massive bounty. Flash keeps escalating, throwing cheap comments about her looks, even insulting her outright, and that's when everything starts to go downhill. Flash smirks and says her looks match that elf princess who once rejected his dinner invitation. The girl snaps back, "You've got the wrong person." But Flash refuses to let it go. "Take off the hood. Prove you're human, not some elf hiding pointy ears." He's sure the moment she reveals herself, he'll see elf ears and claim the bounty. But when he yanks the hood back, boom. Normal human ears. Flash freezes, embarrassed. Tuka instantly recognizes her as the forest girl, but he stays silent, watching her verbally destroy Flash like it's nothing. Later, while Tuka is out buying supplies, he runs into the hooded girl again. She recognizes him immediately and walks over, casually talking about the ruins raid. Tuka warns her straight up, "Hey, the trash you just messed with? He might try to hurt you later. Stay alert." She shrugs, totally unfazed, saying she's rude on purpose so people don't get close to her anyway. Tuka then asks for a favor, "Help me buy tools, or these shopkeepers will eat me alive." He offers to pay her, and she agrees instantly. She clearly needs the money. They shake hands. She introduces herself as Mist, and Tuka immediately knows it's a fake name. He offers his own fake name, Hattie, saying he's got his reasons too. Mist guides him through buying proper gear, and Tuka hands her 3 silver coins, way more than she expected. She thanks him and turns to leave but suddenly collapses from exhaustion. Tuka notices the dark circles under her eyes. Mist forces herself up, mumbling that she just needs rest, and runs off before he can say anything. The next day, Tuka descends into Mill's ruins. Right at the entrance, a few mercenaries are running for their lives from a demon calf, a mini minotaur, the same type Tuka sliced apart in the previous ruins. He paralyzes it, coats his blade with poison, and ends the monster in a single stab. The mercenaries bring their senior to show the threat, only to find the demon already dead from one tiny strike. Tuka doesn't even look back. Inside, he quickly realizes the demons here are basically warm-up exercises for him. As he moves deeper, he hears Flash's disgusting voice. The guy is paying 2 wild mercenaries to kill Mist. "She humiliated me, I'll torture her first, then feed her to the demons." Tuka's blood boils. How rotten can one mind be? He steps out of hiding. Flash and his goons prepare to kill him instead. Tuka tests the waters politely, even pretending to apologize, saying he'll forget everything, but Flash just grins. "You're not walking out alive." The moment Flash lunges, Tuka moves faster, paralyzing all 3 of them instantly. Then, as they lie frozen, he calmly applies poison. A strange relief washes over him, like removing trash from the world. He turns to leave. Flash, still paralyzed, screams, "I'll get my revenge." But Tuka isn't even planning to kill him. He knows demons are approaching, and right on cue a few seconds later the demons arrive and tear into the paralyzed scumbags. Tuka walks deeper into the ruins, feeling lighter than before. Eventually, tired, he lies down in a corner for a quick nap while Piggy stands guard like the tiny loyal warrior he is. Tuka pushes deeper into the ruins, leaving behind a trail of demon corpses, so many that a pro-level mercenary squad, the saber-toothed tigers, surrounds him in shock. Their leader Lily and her vice-leader foes admit they can't figure out who slaughtered so many monsters, meaning something terrifying must be roaming these halls. They suggest heading back to the surface for safety and ask if he wants to join them. Tuka thanks them for the concern but continues alone. His plan is crystal clear. The more demons he wipes out, the more scared mercenaries will retreat, giving him free space to work. Eventually, he reaches the chamber holding the dragon icon. A massive dragon statue looms behind it, and Tuka instantly knows, yeah, this thing's gonna jump me. So he pre-paralyzes it, coats it with poison, and the moment he lifts the cup, boom, the statue collapses like wet clay. He turns thud. Mist stands right there. She's stunned that someone beat her to the treasure. She laughs softly. Great. I take a few hours of sleep and the grand prize slips away. But the real shock comes when Tuka casually hands her the cup. Mist panics. "This thing is worth 300 gold. What am I even giving you in return?" Tuka just smiles. "Just don't expose my fake persona." Mist refuses to accept something this valuable for free, insisting it feels insulting, but Tuka keeps repeating that he doesn't need the cup or the money. While feeling around the platform, Tuka opens a hidden passage leading even deeper underground. He explains that the real objective is inside, and the whole mercenary sign-up drama was just his ticket in. Mist suddenly steps forward, offering, "In return for the cup, I'll be your bodyguard." Tuka thinks for a moment and agrees on 2 conditions. She won't dig into his personal life, and he can't promise they'll return from these ruins anytime soon. Mist accepts instantly. "I'll protect you even if it costs my life." Not far inside, they run into a plant monster with glowing golden eyes. Mist slices it apart in 2 clean strikes. Tuka whistles in admiration and asks what these golden-eyed demons are. Mist explains they're monsters packed with high experience, the reason heroes from other worlds farm them to level up quickly. And they have to hunt constantly because demons like these spawn from a special magic element spilling from the Demon King, making them stronger, faster, and far more violent. Hearing this hits Tuka like ice water. He remembers Kiri the golden hero, and a cold fear coils inside him. There might be a connection, one he really doesn't want to face. Soon, they find a rest zone. Mist whispers, "Something's here." Tuka smirks, "It's just Piggy." He brings the slime out, introduces them, and Piggy immediately dances like it's meeting royalty. Tuka tells her, "You're exhausted. Just sleep for a bit." Mist refuses, then slowly gives in, lying down. Piggy keeps dancing in front of her, distracting her just long enough for Tuka to use his skill and gently put her into a deep sleep. And then something magical happens. Mist's body glows with blinding light and her true form appears. A real elf. Tuka's suspicions explode into certainty. Mist isn't Mist at all, she is Sarah's, the lost night princess of the fallen holy kingdom of Nia.